What's up, you guys? All right, well, here we are Tuesday morning, and I'm walking away with my daily goal, $10,000. It's not a home run, and I was actually in the red today. I was down pre-market on SGLB, about $1,600 at my worst. Got myself back up to down only $200, $187 coming into 9:30, the bell ringing. The bell rings, and I took a couple trades, dropped myself down $5,000 on the day. And from there, that was my low point and had to work my way back up first just to break even, then up 500. Then I got to up 1900. And then I started making a little bit more progress as SHLL made a really nice continuation move from $38 a share up to about $42 a share. So $4 or $5 a share on that breakout. I rode that momentum, got myself up over 11,000, and then a final loss, walking away now $10,600. So kind of same as yesterday. I kept trading yesterday, up 55,000, and then once I had that first loss and was up only 46,000, I was like, all right, I'm going to walk away. I think that is still the right approach, to keep trading until I start having losses. Sometimes the number just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm really not having losses. And other days, I don't make a lot of progress, and then I start having a couple losses. So after I hit my daily goal is when I kind of enforce that rule of, if I start kind of stair-stepping back down, I got to walk away. Today, I kind of started red, got myself to almost break even, then back further in the red, then back to break even. So in that area, I kind of felt like I'm just sort of treading water, just trying to kind of get my bearings. Now, one thing that I wanted to mention, so last week in my TD Ameritrade account, which is my swing trading and sort of retirement account, I day traded Tesla on Friday, right? And I ended up losing $9,200 on my two trades on it. I was kind of day trading my swing trading strategy, and I was being too aggressive, and it was not a great situation. And so the problem is that wiped out all the profits I had made that whole week, and the week before, and the week before that. Because the swing trading profits, like right now I have an open trade on Netflix that I'll show you where I'm up like $800, and I've been holding it since Friday. So it's a slow moving trade. It's not gonna be a overnight, big winner. The most I'll probably be up on it will be maybe $1,500 or something. And that's fine. That's acceptable, kind of lower risk for swing trading. And, so I do that a couple times a week, make a couple $1,000s a week. But then if all of a sudden I turn around and I do a high risk day trade in that account, that'll wipe out lots of those low risk swing trades. And so I have this feeling right now of feeling like I've taken this loss and I'm upset about it, and my account isn't where I want it to be. And I feel like I need to make it back. And it's kind of interesting because the experience I'm having right now is, I'm sure, very similar, at least in my memory, to the experiences I had when I was getting started, and probably familiar to many of you who, know you've put in X amount in your account, or know that you were up X amount on the week or on the month, and now you've given some back through a series of losing trades. And so I was contemplating just day trading, like my regular day trading strategy in the TD account, to try to make up those losses from Tesla. But the problem with doing that is that the TD Ameritrade account, I'm not going to have my hotkeys, I'm not going to have my direct access routing, so I'm not going to have some of the tools that I really rely on to be able to trade as quickly and as aggressively as I trade. So my feeling is that any trade that I take in TD Ameritrade, if I took that same exact trade in my Lightspeed account, I probably would be able to make more money because I would feel comfortable taking bigger share sizes, being more aggressive. So trading in my TD account, my day trading strategy, just to make up the losses, feels kind of stupid, because I'm actually going to be, in a way, incurring more loss in the sense of lost profit through trading in a sort of subpar account. And so it leaves me in the situation where I'm thinking, well, then the only way I'm going to get back that 9,000 is just through good quality swing trades, and maybe it's going to take a couple weeks of $1,500 a week or $2,000 a week, slow and steady, to make it back. And that means I have to sit with this feeling of kind of being a little disappointed, a little frustrated, and, kind of just with the account not really where I want it to be. But I'm sure for many of you, that's where you end up sitting kind of on many days. Your account is in the red, or you've lost money versus whatever on the week or the month, and there's nothing you can do except for sit with it. And so I actually think, hey, bud, here's Bopey. There he is. There's that black dog. Hello. 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 So I actually think that this might be a good opportunity for me in a way to kind of reconnect with that aspect of myself that I kind of struggle with, which is the part of myself that I'm being hard on myself. Look, I'm up $400,000 on the month, but I'm upset about being $9,000 in one account. The one account. It's not the end of the world, but there's just that feeling that I'm not where I want to be in it, and the desire to make it back is what can kind of create a series, I think, potentially of poor decisions, like trading poor quality stocks or trading in the wrong platform or whatever the case is. And so if you're in a place, girl, where you've had some losses or whatever the case is, it takes that ability to simply say, listen, this might not be where I want to be right now in my trading or in this account or whatever the case is, but but I can't change, I can't change that. It is what it is. I have to just accept it. I have to accept that this is where I'm at right now. And really the best thing is to try to come to peace with that and to not let those feelings of frustration influence your trading, because that's when things can start to get bad. So right now, I'm just going to sit with the fact that my swing trade account, because I chose to day trade in it, incurred an unnecessary loss. And yeah, it's going to take longer to make it back, but that's where I'm at, one brick at a time. The right way to do it, if someone came to me and was like, Ross, they explained the situation, I would say, well, listen, it sucks that happened, but the only way to make back those losses is one brick at a time, one trade at a time. And, it over the course of the next few weeks or months, or whatever the case is for your situation, you'll get it back, right? You just have to be patient. And if you get sloppy and you get impulsive and you get desperate, that's when you're going to start that downward spiral. So I'm saying that as much to you as I am to myself, in hopes that I can stay focused this week. And so as I've been looking for new swing trades, I've also been a little bit more selective this week, because I can feel the instinct to just try to jump in things so I can kind of get the ball rolling on rebuilding. But a lot of the stocks I have been looking at right now, like Amazon and Apple, are just not in a position that I really like. So it's better to not force the trades. It's better to wait for them to come to me, right? All right, so long intro to the recap. I hope you guys enjoy the recap. I'll talk about the swing trades. I'll talk about, of course, my day trades. $10,000 green on the day, plus $800 in the swing trade account. Things are good, making some good progress. We'll be back at it first thing tomorrow. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, please, and I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. All right, see you guys in the morning. All right, everyone, so we're going to do midday market recap, go over the trades from this morning. I'm finishing the day up $10,693.26, not bad. A green day, just about $7,000 on SHLL, which was my biggest winner, and down $4,800 on VVPR, which was my biggest loser, and the rest are in between. Traded 5 stocks today, green on 4 out of the 5. SGLB was the first stock I traded today, and coming into the open, I was down at most 1,600 pre-market on SGLB, and then I had made back some of that on CAPR. And so coming into the bell or the open at 9:30, I was down right around $187 or something like that. And I said, at this point, since obviously this isn't the greatest day, it might be better just to say, hey, look, I'm down, $200, whatever. I'll live to trade another day, and maybe I just shouldn't overstay my welcome. So let's look at the gap scanner from pre-market. All right, so pre-market, this was our gap scan. SGLB leading gapper up 61%, and so it was the one that I was trading even pre-market. But I ended up missing a good pre-market trade on it, and a good trade would have been, well, on the 1 minute chart. Let's back this up. So on the 1 minute chart, there was a nice opportunity on this one, right? Oops. Let me get rid of that. Right here. Well, this was a first candle to make a new high, failed, bounce off the VWAP, and then a rip ABCD kind of on this setup. So, that could have been a good one, but I missed it because this was at 8:45, and I didn't sit down until basically like 9 a.m. When I sat down, actually it was up here. And I was like, oh, if this holds right here through this level, then maybe I'll take a long like right here for the breakthrough 8. So I was like, oh, this looks good. And then it flushed here, broke the VWAP. Through here is a bear flag underneath the resistance of the volume weighted average price. It flushes and sells off more down to 5. Consolidation, breaks 5, sells off more. So unfortunately, pre-market, this was where I was trading it. I did a dip trade down here, made a little bit of money, tried another dip trade down here, and stopped out at 5 without slippage, which was good, but lost $1,600 on it. Coming closer to the open, I had a long on it down here, which I knew was kind of aggressive, and I made like $500. So I was down $1,100 on SGLB coming into the open, and CAPR had breaking news right at 9:15. And so it had the breaking news. It ripped up from 540 to 720. It then pulled back, and right in this candle, I bought as it dipped down. And then as it popped back up over 7, it double topped at 720. And so I sold it like, I don't know, it was like $7 or $7.05. So made my $1,000, and then it pulled back a little bit more, and I didn't get another trade on it. The bell rings. I'm down $200, and the first trade, I'm trying to remember if the first trade I took when the bell rang was on, let's see. So the first trade when the bell rang, yeah, the first trade was VVPR. So look at this thing. Now it's back up at 450. So VVPR, it was on the gap scan. It was gapping up. There was a catalyst, but I wasn't totally sure about it. The pre-market chart, it had already shown some weakness. It was stair-stepping down. But right out of the gates, it started ripping. And so what I ended up doing is it popped up, it pulled back on this red candle, and I bought this dip down here off of 450 at, I think it was 472. It rips up, taps 482, and I added, looking for the break and the squeeze up to 5, and then in this candle, right down to 420, and as it broke 450, I stopped out, but I got filled at 452, 438, and 421. It then halted going down, and I lost $4,800 on it. And so just like that, I went into the red by almost 5,000 today. And that was a little discouraging because, I set the intention to try to trade good quality setups, and 2 minutes before I was like, I'm down $200. I'm obviously not seeing a lot of momentum. Maybe this is a day that I should just ease off the throttle. And then I went ahead and jumped in, with 10,000 shares to VVPR and lost, $4 or $5 on it. So now as it's curling back up here, it is a long right there. That's a long setup of the break of 55 up to their 68. But I don't know, the pre-market high or the high a day, 482. I don't need to go back for it. I'm red on it, and that's just how it's going to be. So it is what it is. All right, so the next trade after VVPR, then I was like, all right, well, that's not good. Now I've got to start digging my way out of the hole. So SGLB actually ended up giving us some setups, and I went from down 16 or 1100 on it to up 3800. And that was at the open as it started to rip up right here. And on these micro pullbacks, boom, buying the dip. So bought the dip on this, squeezes up here. And with that, I got myself pretty close to break even on the day. I was after this trade and after the trade on what was the next one? Yeah, I think it was VIVE. Yeah, after this trade and after the trade on VIVE, I was up $500 on the day. So I was like, all right, I'm making some progress here. So the VIVE trade was a long of 30,000 shares going into this halt right here at $1.30, and then adding on resumption, looking for a third halt and maybe a break over the $0.50. It kind of tested the halt level, which was like 43. It then rolled over. As it dipped back down, I sold at 40 the whole position of about 38,000 shares. So I was out of that. I did get back in VIVE right here for the break over 25 and then the squeeze up to 30. On that trade, I took 50,000 shares and sold in this candle here where it hit 34 but then couldn't get any higher. So $3,700 total profit on that stock, which is not too bad. The next one, SHLL. So SHLL, this made a pretty big move yesterday, as you can see, from 31 to 40. So today, when it started to open up right here, I wanted to try to capitalize on some of this opportunity. So my first trade was buying this dip right here, first 1 minute candle to make a new high, and that went from 41 up to 41.50. 50 cents. So that was a 50-cent breakout, which I bought with 7,500 shares. Next trade, first candle to make a new high down here, back in 7,500 shares, adding into the breakout up to 10,000 shares, and we got the squeeze here up to 42.87. That was where I made the bulk of my profit on this one. We then got a pullback, and I tried to do some dip trades. I also tried to do first 5-minute candle to make a new high, which was right here, but that ended up being a false breakout, and I actually lost about $1,000 on that last trade. So I went from being up 11,500, almost 12,000, to $10,693.26. Green is good. It's not no home runs today. A bunch of base hits. A couple nice trades on SHLL. Nice potential on SGLB, but nothing really exceptional. On the swing trade side of things, my Netflix swing trade is doing well. I've got another $290 of unrealized profit, P&L on the day. So I'm up $869 on it. So Netflix, again, and to answer a question about the buying power, so this isn't actually an iron condor. It's a call credit spread, 520 by 535, and then a cash secured put that I just sold outright at 465. 465 is the strike price. So that one is using up a lot of buying power. That's using up $200,000 in buying power. The other one's only using up like $10,000 or maybe 15. So that cash secured put's using up the most buying power, but I sold it at 168 and it's at 92 cents right now. And my goal would be to close it for basically 10 cents, close it for nothing, 16 cents, lock up 90% of the profit potential. These calls I sold for 280, they're 87 cents. But I can't do a naked call because that's it's too risky even if I could. But I can't do that in a retirement account. So I sold the 280 and then I bought the 120, or sold this for 280, bought this one for 125, and I keep the difference in my pocket, which is 55 cents. If I close this trade right now, we'll actually have a stop on it. So the mark on this trade right now is 95 cents, it looks like. Wait, no, sorry, it's 50 cents. It's 50 cents. So I still have 50 cents more of profit to potentially make, which is what, obviously I would like to get as much as I can. Ooh, look at SGLB. Nice on SGLB ripping up there. Sorry, VVPR. I'm looking at the wrong level too. VVPR. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Good job. Nice to see that. Sometimes they go without you. So anyways, that's Netflix, Apple, Amazon. Apple, I'm thinking about doing a put spread on, but again, it's a little early in the day. I want to see how the market looks later on, so I have an order ready on that. Amazon, I was thinking about a put spread as well, but now this is getting up a little too high, so I don't know. We'll see. But I'd like to take some more swing trades, but I also want to make sure I take good quality trades, just because I had a couple losses last week on Tesla day trading in my retirement account, which was kind of stupid. So, I feel on the one hand upset and frustrated, like I need to make that back, and the fastest way to make that back would either be to day trade in my TD account. But if I day trade in my TD account, whatever I make will probably be half of what I would make if I took the same trade in my main account, because TD Ameritrade is just, for me, not easy to day trade in. Now, there might be some stocks that I could do it, but I just, in order to make $10,000, I would need to take 10,000 shares, and I don't know, don't think that that's a smart idea. So really the only way to make back those losses is going to be slow and steady, just steady profit from swing trading. It's going to take a while. And so I want to be very careful not to just jump into a bunch of trades and all of a sudden, be impulsive because I'm trying to make back losses and then have losers. So I'm trying to be a little bit more picky, which is why I haven't added any new trades yet, but I'm keeping an eye on things and hoping that we see something that looks like a really good, no-brainer type of setup that I could jump in. But a problem for me with all of the large caps is the position of the overall market. So the overall market, is up so high that I was kind of thinking we were going to get a pullback, but we're not. And so, Apple is pulling back a little bit, yesterday and today, but starting to curl off those lows. Amazon pulled back yesterday and this morning, but is now surging back up. So on Amazon, I was thinking about selling the 3,200, 3,250 strike puts, but now it's because it's so green today, those are going to be, well, let's see, the mark on those right now is 80 cents. They were $1.20 earlier. So they're already down 40%. I mean, I missed the move. So, but that's the problem. I don't want to take something early because that's kind of going to be more of a day trade and then end up, I don't know. So anyways, I'm being a little bit more patient this week, but that's fine. I'm happy to be green on my Netflix trade. And if I can have a couple more that are also green and have higher accuracy because I'm a little bit more patient and a little more disciplined, that would be totally okay. All right, so that's it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Good luck on VBPR. Looks good. It's going without me, but I'm happy to see that continuation. I'm happy with $10,000 in my pocket today, so I'm going to lock it up, and I'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning. All right, I'll see you guys in the morning. Bye, everyone.
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. Help us hit 750,000 subscribers by hitting that subscribe button, and stay tuned and check out some of my other awesome uploads right here on YouTube.